What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because guys, I keep telling you here and there in the videos at 3K, we are going to be doing a big reel giveaway. Speaking of reels, if you watched my last video, maybe not my last video because I know I'm going to be throwing some fishing video in there too at some point, but if you watched one of my last videos, I completely disassembled my reel. So in this video, I'm actually going to be walking you through how to clean all the little parts, and hopefully it's not going to be too long because it's pretty basic stuff, guys. But I do want to show you how, because I watched videos and I was kind of like, okay, well then what next? And then they were just putting it back together and they didn't show all the details to cleaning. So here's a video of all the details to actually cleaning the inside of your baitcaster. Before we get started actually cleaning, guys, I just want to kind of show you what is really getting cleaned. You know, you can see a lot of this grimy stuff in here, a lot of the gears. Excuse the dog in the background if you hear him barking. Some of the grease, some of those washers, all that's just grease. The inside, look at that. That's just, I feel bad for my reel at this point. That dirt. Yeah. So we got some cleaning to do, for sure. Alright, so in this video, the main things that we're really going to need is an old toothbrush that you're not using, some water that's going to have some good old, just turn that around, good old-fashioned Dawn in it, and some shop towels or something that doesn't have much, residue as far as like leaving any kind of like, what are the words, the little fibers behind. You want something that's very, non-fibrous as far as when you're wiping things down. So that's pretty much what you're gonna need for this video. So I don't imagine this video is gonna be too long, honestly. Oh, good job. Just spill it. That's why you got. I just spilled a bunch of water there. It's fine. It's fine. Put a little bit of soap in there. Make it soapy water. Now the reason why you want to use Dawn, guys, is because it has a degreaser in it, It's one of those things that it's actually really known for. I'm just stirring up the water to make sure it's actually, degreasing water. Now, where I'm going to start from there is like, we're really just going to kind of wet your toothbrush and start with your bigger parts if you want. Start scrubbing it. And one thing I did just think about while I'm doing this, I'm probably going to have to get another container of water just so that I'm able to actually rinse this stuff off as well. But yeah, that's one of those things you learn as you go. Glad y'all can join me on this journey of washing my reel for the first time. And this in depth. Now I've cleaned them and oiled them before, but never done it so far, like a lot. And see, there is that little bracket gear in there, so I am gonna take a little extra time on that part. But for the most part, I'm just gonna get in here. We'll fast forward it, we'll skip around, we'll go to different pieces, and we're just pretty much just getting in depth. If there's anything specific I need to go over, we'll slow it down. We'll go there. And go. Be careful when you're doing these parts because there is that little ring in there. I don't want to shimmy it loose. That's one thing I don't want to do. And make sure that you do wet up your toothbrush some because it's going to get greasy and it's going to get clunky and stuff. So you want to keep the Dawn on your brush too, so that way it stays on that degreaser kind of level too. You don't want a greasy brush. That's kind of definitely defeats the purpose. So we're gonna let that sit, and I do want to tell y'all, I went ahead and grabbed that little pinion here. Now I am gonna go back and I'm gonna replace my water and make sure that I go back through with clean water, or I may even grab some alcohol to make sure we get all of the residue off, because you don't want any kind of residue of any sort, soap residue, any kind of residue left over. This little pinion guy, a lot of people will actually let some of this stuff rest, you know, like soak in a mix like this, and just kind of let it sit in there. As a matter of fact, I might go ahead and some of these pieces, I'm just gonna go ahead, not those, but like these metal rings, they have so much grease on them, little parts. Make sure it's metal before I just throw it in there. Alright. Let that go in there too. Metal parts. Alright, this one should be good. But I'll put it in there too, because we'll finish the body here. Another thing that a lot of people will use is brake cleaner for your cars. And a lot of reasons why that is good is because it's good. It takes away the grease and it cleans them up for you. A lot of people will let it soak in, you know, brake cleaner. The only reason I'm not doing that is because for me, it's just not, I don't know what the word is. I just don't have brake cleaner just chilling around my house. And this demonstration for me is more like, you know, what the regular person can do. You know, a lot of people do have Dawn hanging out. I did. I had a big old bottle. You know, you have an old toothbrush hanging out. The sticker came off. You see that? I had a feeling that was going to happen once I scrubbed it with a toothbrush. But this bottom was just dirty. I'm going to have to clean my rod too. Now, I could have gone and got some, you know, brake cleaner as well. But I wanted to be a little bit more realistic about it this go around. This is my first time. My first go around. I don't have, at my house, I don't just have brake cleaner hanging out. At least not any that's recent. Probably expired if it's anything, but I didn't look around either to see, but I don't know of any just chilling somewhere. So while you're doing this too, guys, if you haven't taken off like this part, just be careful, because you don't want to move around these springs and stuff. This stuff is still a part that's in there pretty sensitive. Yes, I'm being sensitive. I know it doesn't look it, but I promise I am. See, even this little block right there where your line comes in, it's filthy. That thing is just corroded with gross, like, yuck. This is why deep cleanings are good. Servicing your reels are good. Even if you don't do it, oh yeah, one other thing that's good to use. Forgot I had them in here in my pocket. Good for tiny things like this and for tinier details. Q-tips. Wet it down, flatten it. Get in there. Yuck. Gets all that, look at that. Yuck. Get all that nasty stuff out of there. You're gonna go through a lot of those. Just be sure you dip it. Make sure you get, you know, flatten it would be good. Make it as less fibrous as you can. We're gonna go back through, like I said, with some good water and alcohol, get all that stuff off there. There's one down. That's why I brought a lot. Both sides, just to be able to bring it through. Get that thing all nice and clean. Takes a lot sometimes. This thing is going to be running nice and smooth when I'm done. Alright, totally I'm going to like blow it and it's going to be broken. I guess, I don't know yet. I keep making a mess with this water though. That is clean. That is clean. That is clean. Where did... oh, it's in here. Before we do that, we'll just get onto some of this other stuff here. Just getting into that drag. Look at this, watch. Just all kinds of grease. There's all kinds of stuff in there. And make sure you get down in there. Probably gonna use a toothbrush for this one too. Should have thrown. I see, and I just want to wait because I don't want to throw all this stuff in there because I'm still figuring out where it all goes. I'm going to watch my video again because I just realized I threw all that in there and I'm like, I hope I know where that went. And I am, because it's right here. It's only a few things. But this is that piece for that other little metal piece. I guess I threw it in there. I already cleaned it, but I put it in there. Alright, we're going to use another Q-tip right here. And if you do use brake cleaner, do not. There are some out there that say it's safe to use on plastic, but just be wary. You know, that's the big reason. That's a big reason why I'm not using it too, because it's not necessarily safe on plastic surfaces. So I'm not taking the chance on that. I'm just going to use a light degreaser with my Dawn and just try to put some good old elbow grease in there and try to get it all out. Got this little piece hiding. And I'm gonna be sure to, keep it all together because I know I could have probably taken that off now if I wanted to. But no, I don't want it to fly off by mistake. Do the handle. Put this back here. I don't know why I'm doing that. See me? I'm messing up. Putting marks down where I shouldn't. No. Gotta rewatch everything. This was in the beginning where the handle was. Handle's pretty clean. Those little parts are a little dirty for sure, so we'll definitely get some cleaning done on those. That stuff is pretty dirty. Go figure, that's where you put your hands the most, and just want to make sure we get those looking nice too. A little line eye. That thing is dirty. That is one of the dirtiest parts on your whole reel probably, because that's where the line comes pulling in and slapping all that nasty water. Other than the actual main body itself, this is probably that's gross. You want to make sure you definitely get this part clean because you want your line running through that whole butter, just smooth. Take some Q-tips and run that through it too. Oh, there's even junk caked up on the bottom there. Oh, look at that. Getting into the main gears that make it go round and round and round it goes. washer. That thing is gross with grease. Jeez. Another one. Oh, I forgot there was like 3 of them. Two more little pieces, and I do remember these two. We're gonna not clean them together. I almost want to clean these with a Q-tip because that toothbrush just ain't doing the job for me anymore. Alright guys, so you pretty much get the point from there. Now from here, what I'm gonna do personally is I'm actually probably gonna use some alcohol, and I'm gonna go through and pretty much do the same exact thing that I just did, but with alcohol. Now a lot of people will use just alcohol. What I'm doing is, I like the degreaser part of the Dawn, so that's why I went ahead and used that. But I'm gonna go back through and I'm gonna use the alcohol so that way it actually takes, and it dries quickly, and you want everything dry, you don't want any fibers, and I feel like that's where the alcohol is gonna come in beneficial. So that's what I'm gonna do next. I don't feel there's a need to actually go through all that again, because I feel like y'all get the point. Go through, and even when you're done, go back through with some of those Q-tips and do some, you know, real in-depth cleaning in the tinier parts that you really didn't think about when you were brushing it with the toothbrush. It might be a little different with your reel, just keep that in mind. But I hope this helps as far as cleaning. I don't want to bore you again, like I said, going through it again. So, but I hope this helps with cleaning your reel, your baitcaster. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave you there. It's a little bit of a mess, kinda. I'm hoping we can put it back together. I am gonna have to end up watching my video again to see how I took it apart, but that's kind of the plan, the fun part. I've never done it before. It's a little nerve-wracking, but let's hope we can actually put this thing back together properly too. So you gotta stay tuned for that video. That one's coming next. I hope you enjoyed this video of how to clean your baitcaster properly, and hopefully it was properly because, you know, I don't know, I've never done it this in depth before, but anyway, I'm just kidding. I hope you guys enjoyed the video of cleaning your bait, of how to clean your baitcaster. God, I can't speak. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, turn on all your notifications so that you know when the next video drops. You guys know how it goes, right? If we're out here fishing, we are out here catching, and we are out here learning, like as we do it, how to clean our baitcaster. No complaints. Threw it in there. I already cleaned it, but I put it in there. Where's this at? I think that's it. That's funny. Bad Jay. Pay attention to what you're doing with things. A little pinion. So that was a one. So this was over here. Great. I don't even know what that is. Yep. Definitely gonna be watching my video again to make sure I put this back together properly.